Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we got some DCTV updates in regards to a specific show, plus also we got some more DCU related news to break down with the recent Supergirl casting. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay, so go check out my Supergirl casting video yesterday. You can click on the top right corner to watch that if you guys missed it. But to start off in today's video, we're going to be talking about a specific DC TV show that James Gunn is working on, and this show is of course Peacemaker. Now, Peacemaker Season 1 was great, I loved it when it came out, and I'm looking forward to Season 2. Obviously, there's been questions recently about how hard of a reboot is the DCU, if Peacemaker Season 2 is going to be a part of it, and if, you know, the Suicide Squad characters are going to return like Amanda Waller. So, we've got a question from a fan on Threads who is asking James Gunn, how are you, and are you done writing Peacemaker? So this comes after James Gunn confirming, you know, over the many weeks and months that he's been writing Peacemaker whilst also being in pre-production for Superman Legacy, that he was writing Peacemaker Season 2 in his spare time. And so Gunn's response was, good, and I'm partway through episode 8, which is a banger. And now Episode 8 is definitely the Season 2 finale because that was the episode count for Season 1, so this is him teasing that the finale is going to be a banger. Kind of like just what they did in Season 1 where you saw the Justice League at the end of it. Could there be any more teasers, but this time for the DCU specifically and what they're building? Because Peacemaker is definitely a part of the DCU because he's bringing it into this new regime, so, you know, I think he's got to find a way to link stuff in. And so, yeah, looking forward to this and looking forward to Season 2 in general. But obviously, he says Episode 8 is a banger, and I believe him because, you know, his finale in Season 1 was pretty much a banger. But let's go on to talk about some more comments to do with Peacemaker Season 2. He's been very active online talking about it. So he wrote, most days this week were spent doing pre-production work on Superman Legacy for most of the day and writing Peacemaker Season 2 in the evenings and some mornings. So, you know, fitting the schedule around Superman Legacy. Obviously, him being the co-boss of DC Studios, but also taking on directing duties and writing duties for all these projects is kind of insane. He really has to delegate a bit more, I think. But he says this weekend was all spent almost finishing episode 8 of Peacemaker, which we just talked about. So yeah, he's been pretty much stacked with work, and it's good to hear that Peacemaker Season 2 is coming along because I would really like to see it soon. It would be a nice palate cleanse, especially because I don't think a lot of the different projects are going to be as funny as Peacemaker, so it might be nice to have it, you know, after Superman Legacy and then somewhere between Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow and Batman the Brave and the Bold, but we'll have to wait and see. He has some more comments here about Peacemaker Season 2, but this time it's big. It's to do with when Peacemaker Season 2 could start filming the first few episodes of the show. So the question is, I imagine it's so far ahead, you're not even thinking about it, but I hope you come back to direct a few episodes of Season 2 of Peacemaker. I really love the tone you established. And so James Gunn replied, it's not so far ahead. So there you have it, guys. That is James Gunn himself confirming that Peacemaker Season 2 isn't that far ahead in terms of the filming schedule. Obviously, he's going to finish Superman Legacy first. That's going to be filming for a while. They start in March, and it's going to be going on for a decent amount of months. And then once that is done, obviously we are expecting some other projects to go into production. There has been teasers that one other DCU project would be filmed before the end of the year. That would be sometime around the fall. We don't know what that is. We've speculated it could be Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, considering they've done all the casting already and they are looking to get a director. We'll talk about that in a bit. But it could be Peacemaker Season 2 if it's not that far behind, as James Gunn confirms. So what do you guys think of this? Do you think we could be seeing Peacemaker next year? Is it a possibility? I think it is a possibility, but probably towards the end of 2025 rather than early 2025, because I don't know if it's going to be that project that's going to film in the fall. It could be something like Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, or it could, and probably is more likely to be, a show like Waller, which has definitely been ticking along in the background without much comments going on to do with it, because I feel like less people are actually interested in getting updates in that. More people are interested in Peacemaker Season 2 and Superman Legacy and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, because those are the exciting projects right now in the DCU, especially knowing that we're probably not going to get that Batman Brave and the Bold film like straight away, which obviously itself would be a great project, and looking forward to Lanterns as well, of course. But talking about Max, which is where Peacemaker Season 2 and all these other DC TV shows are going to be coming out, someone asked the question, do you consult with Casey Bloys and the team at Max for their opinions on episodes as you finish writing them? Obviously, this is to do with him writing for Peacemaker Season 2 and any other DC TV shows James Gunn ends up writing and making. Obviously, he wrote the episodes as well for Creature Commandos, so this guy is a busy guy, but Creature Commandos is coming out before Superman Legacy on Max, so this question could be in regards to that as well. James replies, 1000%. Casey and Sarah Aubrey and Joey Chavez, who all work for Max and are clearly important, are incredibly trusted partners on the show. Their guidance and ideas are incredibly important towards what they build. So this is just James Gunn saying, yeah, I actually do get consultation. It's just not me doing all the ideas for the DCU or anything Max related. He does have to consult, and that's maybe out of courtesy, but also it's probably part of the deal. Okay, you can create this project, but it's still coming to Max, so you got to go through the Max guys and confirm, okay, is this story okay? Are these characters okay to use? And, you know, just get their guidance. I think that is the most important thing here. But I think it's good to know that it's not just James Gunn, because he's writing a lot of these projects, as I said, Creature Commandos, Superman Legacy, probably Waller, Peacemaker, of course, so he's heavily involved, and I think it's good to get some input from other people, and I really hope he gets some more filmmakers involved in the DCU, because as much as I like James Gunn, I don't want it all to be like James Gunn films. I want it to be, you know, some different types of films, more like individual projects that all fit into James Gunn and Peter Safran's vision for the DCU, rather than just being every single project being written by James himself. That's just my personal opinion. You guys could disagree. Maybe you want to see as many James projects as possible. I want to see a good amount, but I want to see a good amount of other people involved as well. Okay, so that does it for the DCTV side of things. Let's talk about Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow and Superman Legacy, because as you guys know, Millie Alcock was just cast as Supergirl over the last couple of days, and we've got one article from Variety to break down, and we also have a comment that James Gunn replied to on Threads. Let's talk about that comment first. So a fan asked the question, how much screen time does Millie Alcock have as Supergirl in Superman Legacy? James Gunn replies, I never even said she was in the movie. So there you have it. That is James not confirming nor denying. He just said, I never claimed she was in the film. But obviously there's been reports that Supergirl is going to be appearing in a DC project before her own film. And I think we've all assumed that she's going to be showing up in Superman Legacy because it makes the most sense. I mean, why would she show up in Waller? Why would she show up in Creature Commandos? There's no real reason. With Superman Legacy, it would be the perfect opportunity to introduce this new version of Kara to the DCU and introduce Millie Alcock to audiences just to get her established already. So he is neither confirming nor denying that Supergirl is in Superman Legacy, which is fair enough. I know that he doesn't want to reveal all the details, but let's go over the Variety article really quick before the end of the video. And so apparently, according to Variety's sources, they say that Gunn and co-CEO Peter Safran flew multiple actors, including Meg Donnelly, to Atlanta for old-fashioned on-screen auditions on the Superman Legacy set. The actors also donned the Supergirl suits and boots, which is an atypical move in the superhero audition process. So both the actors who tested in the end did end up going to the location where they are shooting Superman Legacy in Atlanta. That's also where James Gunn lives, so that just makes sense. And so basically they were there doing the test. They wore the costumes, which is cool, whether it's Melissa's costume or any past version of the Supergirl suit. It would make sense that they brought them to Atlanta in terms of maybe they could have tested with David Corenswet, considering I believe he is there doing training for Superman Legacy. So that would actually be really cool if that was the case. Obviously we could get some photos in the future, but probably not for now. But yeah, so that is the news. But the article also goes on to talk about Melissa Benoist and her version of Supergirl. So they say ultimately Gunn was looking to move away from previous depictions of the Girl of Steel, particularly the long-running CBS/CW series fronted by Melissa Benoist, and is aiming for a less earnest and more edgy version of the iconic superhero. And so in the new iteration, Supergirl travels across the galaxy to celebrate her 21st birthday with Crypto the Superdog. Along the way, she meets a young woman called Rufy and winds up on a murderous quest for revenge. So it's nice to hear some reference to Melissa Benoist's Supergirl. Like, I feel we haven't talked about it enough. Obviously, I've talked about it, but I know a lot of people out there didn't watch Supergirl or wasn't the greatest fan of the show, but I think the version of Supergirl that is most ingrained in people's minds is definitely Melissa's Supergirl, and I understand them wanting to move away from it because I think it's not comparable. You can't compare to someone like Melissa who played the character for like 8 years. Like, it was a long time. It's different when you're just doing 1 or 2 films. Like, people don't have that same kind of attachment. We're not going to see Millie Alcock on screen as Supergirl week to week for many years. And knowing the comic that it's actually based on, this makes a lot of sense in terms of them trying to be a bit different, because I don't think it's actually James Gunn coming up with the idea of like, oh, let's step away from Melissa Benoist, let's be different. No, I think it's literally, if you read the comic, it's just more edgy. It's just natural to the storytelling that they're doing there, and I don't think this is any kind of revolutionary step by James Gunn or Peter Safran. They're just literally following the comic. It's more edgy, it's more dark, it's more brutal, and it's very fitting for someone who has been in Game of Thrones. Let's just put it that way. So thank you guys so much for watching. That pretty much does it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video. But for now, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.